Yamama Kwaba Biomediba Macheji Media TV Africa. Professor Dr. Lawrence Lowell, Executive Director Edema CD Ghana, and Afenso Pinkrah, Kwaku Kingsley, CEO CD Ghana, to understand what the symposium that is coming off on the 17th of August, 17th of August. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Bibia Wokodia. Prof, but your symposium now on the 17th of August, no, what has motivated it?
Well, Ghana as a country has gone a long way, but based on achievement, we are within the zero tolerance. We haven't achieved anything. So based on this, we decided to do something to help solve the unemployment in the country. That's the establishment of our organization.
Okay.
But this year's symposium, purposely for turning Ghana into industrialized nation in order to solve the unemployment.
Okay.
That's the only way.
So you're using industrialization to solve the unemployment.
That's the symposium is all about.
Prof, from where I sit, it's not the first time such a discussion has gone on.
Yeah.
What is going to make yours different?
The difference is this. Before any country can develop in terms of industrialization, it should be based on academic research. It should depend on academics to give them the ideology about how they should innovate. I can recall several of them talking about the UK coming up through industrialization from Adam Smith, capitalism, economy and systems, several others.
Yeah.
If you inculcate academics with business experts, then you can transform the situation. Yes. But if you leave it to the politicians, it cannot happen. And based on this, we've realized that this current government wants to do something.
Yes, when it comes
which
to...
will also go in hand with what we intend to assist.
Right.
So based on this, we are calling all the stakeholders on board. We are involving the politicians, business experts, and academics to decide the best approach of industrial revolution.
Okay, we are the CEO of CD.
Exactly.
CD Ghana.
Exactly.
How did you conceive this idea, and why is the time now?
I conceived this idea because of the unemployment issue which has been going on.
Yeah.
We are of the belief that since the sister here just said about the 48% of the unemployed graduates in this country, it deemed necessary for us to do something about it, basically. Because if you check the records, it has been even the 48 for that of the youth. According to the current report which was given by the labor survey which they just did, they indicated in it even for the 48 was highest for the graduates as compared to the other unemployed youth.
Right.
So we are focusing more on the graduates than even the youth as a whole.
Okay.
And the City Ghana group is a group of university lecturers and some government officials, non-partisan from the various political parties, who have come together to promote national development. So we thought it wise that since unemployment has been a national canker, then why don't we have the symposium to discuss about possible solutions we can do in solving this national issue. So we are involving everybody, all the stakeholders, which we think they deem necessary, they can do something about it.
Group of university lecturers, you say?
Yeah.
So that means you're going to talk and discuss curriculum and all that.
Yeah.
Is it going to come in because for industrialization to take place, there ought to have been a foundation that you create.
Yeah.
So if at the university, at the tertiary level, we've not been able to have a curriculum where industrialization is what is driving the education, how do we get to that point?
Well, at this juncture, we are not going to discuss about the curriculum here. You know, the government wants to do something. But let me give a scenario. Most of the times we think about self-entrepreneurship development.
Right.
But that cannot solve the problem we are facing at the moment. Because if you invest maybe 100 people with each 10,000 cities to go and do something,
start a business,
you just give them the skills as well.
Yeah.
And give the money to them. After 6 months, go over. If you can get 10% of those who you get that saved money, account you accordingly. there's something went wrong. But if you create an industry where those skilled trained people can work in, sustain their living, you can also get extra income for expansion.
Prof, how do we create that industry looking at the kind of education we are getting at the tertiary level?
We can do it.
How do we do that?
For skills, knowledge, know-how, we don't lack in Ghana. A change of mindset is what we need. A change of mindset to think positively is what we need now.
We are doing classical history. We are doing
it's fine. Go on.
Classical history. We are doing humanities. We are doing all these things.
I do understand where we are coming from.
Yeah.
But what I want to say is this: if you want to embark on industrialization,
yes,
we have people who can change it, who can do it. We have knowledge, know-how people, skills, empowerment people. We have those people in life. Though we need to restructure our curricula.
Yeah.
There's no disputable to that fact.
Yeah.
But until we do that, we can do something. And we need to do something as well. We need to do something. Because if you don't do what we intend doing now, the money government wants to disburse to several districts is going to be shared money. And for that matter, there shouldn't be any accountable to that. We are in this country that passing government, even from Kufu administration up to the passing one, distribute money for people to invest in their life. But because of political ideologies behind it, nobody accounts for.
So for you, Prof, what you're saying is just the change of mind.
Yes.
So it's just, for you, you're going to be in your symposium now, is going to be working on the people's mindset. Is that what's going to happen?
Typically, because we need think tanks. We need those who think the unthinkable to solve problems. So we want to group people who have that positive mindset and decide the best approach to this industrial revolution.
Prof, how do you change a person's mind at this stage of life when the person has gone through a process that doesn't teach them to think? Do you understand me? Our school system does not teach us to think. It's most of the time it's a chew and pour situation. So when we face an obstacle, we do not know how to go around the obstacle. So at this point, when for instance, I'm over 30 years old, how are you going to change my mind? How is that going to happen?
It's possible.
Tell me. I want to know.
Willingness. If you determine to do, you can do it. It is a choice. I want to be like this.
Yeah.
It's not something that have been inculcated in you. You cannot do anything about it at all.
You can start from somewhere. Okay.
And do something about yourself.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
All right, Pinkrah, let me come to you. This symposium, like I said from the beginning, yaye bisa that day na oshiwa ba mu because of me watini nyina no ukofie na e wose wo implementing na afi die ayedin enti ne say no edie ne be different.
Okay.
No be follow up edie na mo be.
What makes ours different is the way we are going to do it. Unemployment has been an issue. A lot of people have been doing a lot of symposiums and even a network shows on it, but it hasn't even yielded any effect. Results on that. So the way we will be doing ours is we are involving the stakeholders which has been involved. The government has a stake in this, so we have invited all the ministers who do have a stake in that. So Minister for Employment, we can't quit job without inviting the Minister for Employment. So it is more or less like a discussion which we'll be having to come out with a solution to that. So the Minister for Employment, I've invited him to be part of the symposium. Business development, we are also part of developing businesses. So that calls for the industrialization. So we have also invited him. Business Minister for Trade, they are all on board. So the ministers will be sharing their policies, whilst the academicians will be guiding them through their research which they have made.
Okay.
I've also invited high commissioners from the various embassies. The problem which we are facing now, other countries face it, the developed countries did face it but they were
And
able
they
to solve
overcame,
them.
yes.
So we have invited the high commissioners from the various embassies to come and share their country experiences with us.
Okay.
How they were able to solve it.
Okay.
So in all, we will be passing a resolution which I will be submitting to the sitting president, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
Prof, you have a PhD in
Business administration.
Yeah, in business administration. Yeah. So how well do you think that we can flourish when it comes to business, and why is that we are losing the track?
Losing the track.
Because lots of
Started
people
from
get
the way we structured our educational system, as you mentioned already.
Good.
That's why we have lost the track. Now we want to come on board. We want to delay, quit from the derailance and then come to the track.
Yeah.
Based on this, we realize you've mentioned some of the courses we have been inculcating in our academic curriculum. While this British came to colonize, they have already developed their country to London School of Economics and others, but they did not bring us that ideas. Instead, change the system to do some social science courses which will not give us creativity and innovation. Now, by God's own grace, these things and this knowledge are all available from books, research, articles, and those periodics. So, bringing academics and business experts together, we can find a reasonable solution to this problem and implement it with a policy backed by the government, so that if, assuming you are an investor assigned for a special tax in a district for a project to be implemented, and you try to disperse the fund roughly, you can't go scot-free. But you'll be brought to book. Account for that. So what we intend doing is not just a show of a symposium. It's a business. It's a business which we want to tell the general public that Ghana can only solve this unemployment through industrialization.
That is true.
Golden Tulip.
Yeah.
All right. So 17th of August.
If somebody wants to participate, what do they do?
Well, special invitation though.
Special invitation.
Strictly by invitation.
It's a brainstorming, it's a business.
Okay.
We're not going just to dine.
It's not for the masses.
It's a big something.
Because we determined to turn this country. We have to do it.
We have to.
So we are calling on business, serious business mindset people. Who can resolve problems, not just gather of merrymaking. No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay,
so what?
Nice one.
It's not been open to
briefly, before
it's not been open to the general public. If someone wants to participate, it's not about that person sending us a write-up, like a positive document.
We do consider and they see habits.
So that one.
Where should they send the write-up to? If we can put
our email address, info@cityghana.org.
All right.
CityGhana is CEDI. CityGhana.org.
info@cityghana.org.
Kingsley, thank you so very much. And Prof, congratulations.
Thanks for coming. We'll be following up, and we hope that this will be. Thank you. Thank you very much.
We'll be right back. This is TV Africa.